Welcome to Bill Dance Saltwater. Great fun fishing that anyone can do. Yes, you can do this.
They just don't get a whole lot bigger than that guy.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Hello, everybody. It's great to have you aboard as we welcome you to our new 2017 broadcast season of Bill Dance Saltwater.
Now that is a big redfish.
Our first show of every new season is customarily a little sneak preview of the great fun that our host Bill Dance and his expert friends have been having throughout the season. This year, it includes exciting, educational, and fun trips that extend from sailfishing off Miami Beach, Florida, to corralling other great species at prime fisheries along both the east and west coasts of Florida, some great Gulf Coast destinations, and over to the popular Mississippi River at Venice, Louisiana, and even a couple of unique fly-in wade fishing excursions to the famous Chandeleur Islands. Thanks so much for joining us. And now here's Bill with more information on the exciting episodes coming your way in Bill Dance Saltwater 2017.
Hello everybody, and thanks so much for joining us for our customary sneak preview show of our 2017 Bill Dance Saltwater series. You know, it's doggone hard to believe that 2017 will be our 9th continuous airing season. But I gotta tell you, the more shows we do, the more fun I get to have doing them. And I sure don't want that to change. If you recall, our regular show slogan is, "This is something you can do." Yes, you can do this. And we haven't run into a situation or plan yet where that hasn't continued to be true. With that said, let's get right into some preview clips from our show number 2 for 2017 called Kings of Tampa Bay. Now this was my first fishing trip ever to Tampa Bay, and my longtime friend and good fisherman Blair Wiggins invited me to this popular area for some exciting kingfish action. These line-screaming, fast-swimming beauties have laser-sharp teeth, and let me tell you, they're a ton of fun to catch. And they fight. Well, let me tell you what, they never want to quit. They're always very exciting. And let me tell you what, you just watch. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Come on.
Can't even keep 2 baits in the water. That ain't bad. Let's see if we can double up, Bill. Everybody thinks it's in the tuna family because, uh-oh. You want me to get this one?
Yeah, get him.
Before I was so rudely interrupted.
See y'all in a minute, I'm going that way. I have no control over it. That thing down there's got me moving that way. Oh, look right here in the water. Buddy.
There's your kingfish from Tampa Bay.
Now, if you haven't tried kingfishing, trust me, you got to do it. You'll simply love it. Now, our next trip for 2017 was a trip we've done before. It was a fly-in to the famous Chandeleur Islands off the Louisiana coast with my old buddy Topil Bourgeois, a super guide and a great friend. This area is world famous for its wade fishing for trout and redfish, but on this trip, we had only the speckled trout in mind. There he is. Whoppo!
There we go. There we go. That might be your fish, Bill.
He swam over
He
and
just swam over to the right a tad. Go back out there, cuz there might be some more. Oh, you know he's going the wrong spot. He's going around you, Bill. Got to walk around.
That's all right.
Like some rides.
You look like a Martian walking around there. Ooh, gee, look at that. And as it turned out, the trout action was so doggone good here, we just couldn't resist staying long enough to get a second show. Watch this.
Woo!
Boy, that is a good one there, buddy.
And that's a real trout here, cuz.
That's crazy. Look at that. Look at that trout jump.
He's crazy, man. He's crazy.
He's crazy.
Watch him put the tail walk.
I ain't never seen one do that.
Man, I guess I'd be mad too had that thing stuck up in my mouth. That dude there. Woo.
Look at that trout jump.
You done? No. Okay, you ain't done yet. She's too big for one net, huh? I'll let you net him for me.
I'm gonna net him for
Woo!
you.
Now you're talking.
Boy, look at the size of that.
We'll say 5. How about a 5? Happy 5?
I believe he will.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. Quantum Rods and Reels, outsmart, outfish, outlast. And Mercury Marine, #1 on the water. Today's Conditions Log is brought to you by Bill Dance Digital. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube for great information that can improve your fishing.
Now here's something you can be sure of. The sailfish is one of the most sought after species on the South Florida coast. And for good reason. Not only are these beautiful fish plentiful here, but they're famous as super acrobats and are welcome adversaries for visiting fishermen. It's no wonder then why sailfish remain Florida's official state saltwater fish.
There he goes. You know he's hooked now.
Yeah.
How about that, Bob?
For this show, I joined my longtime friend Bob Bagby, Vice President of Marketing for Zebco Quantum Brands in the blue waters not far from Miami skyline to try our luck sailing. Now that's what they call it in these parts. Another good friend of ours, Captain Jimmy Wickett, a popular area guide and Bass Pro fishing team member, had agreed to lead us to the blue water and show us a thing or two about outsmarting these battling billfish. Screaming, woohoo! Here we go.
What do you think about that, Bill?
Hey.
South Florida sailfish. 75 pounds.
Yeah.
7 foot.
Oh, what a fish. Woo! You've probably heard that old saying, you don't get old being stupid. And it's one that definitely applies to this week's show. Now, the size of the snook that my dear friend and guide for today, Peter Deeks, and our catching would make you think old Father Time surely takes side with these big lunkers. And when I say big, I mean big. What we're catching are actually all big old girls because all male snook actually change sex as they mature. Now, finding and catching these big ones regularly requires quite a specialized pursuit because, as the title infers, they don't get old being stupid.
Get him hard. Harder.
There it goes. Look at him way out there on the water.
Yeah, baby.
What a guy! What a guy! Look at you!
They just don't get a whole lot bigger than that guy.
Isn't that gorgeous? Woo!
You ready to say bye, Bill?
Say bye. The unique title of this two-part show, You Don't Get Old Being Stupid, was explained in part one as a play off the fact that all male snook actually change sex to females as they mature, grow older, and therefore lots bigger. They really don't get old being stupid. Watch.
All right, Bill, I'm on. It's a big one.
Oh yeah, good one. Let me get out of your way. Ooh, look at him back there in that log. Come on, Peter. Come on, Peter. Oh boy, look at him.
Right there, laid up.
Got him in it so far. He's a caught fish. Woo, what a big one.
Thank you, Bill.
Oh boy.
Thank you.
You asked me why I come down here. This is why I come down here.
Good job, my main man. Thank you
what a
for
fish.
netting him.
Woo! Now you said, why do you come down here? Right there. Look at that pretty thing. Oh boy.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Mako Boats, building legends for over 40 years. Gamakatsu, world's finest hooks. And Motor Guide, trolling motors engineered for anglers. Today's equipment log is brought to you in part by Gamakatsu, because the fish of a lifetime only comes once in a lifetime. Today's show is sponsored in part by Stren, the standard of dependability since 1958. Garmin, fight your fish, not your fish finder. And Mystic Lubricants, lubrication domination.
Now, for our 2017 show number 8, I teamed up with my old buddy and dear friend, Captain Josh Nelson at Destin on Florida's beautiful Emerald Cove. This time out, we plan to demonstrate exactly how we often corral big reds that frequent this area. We'll be using live bait, and you'll quickly see why it's considered such a super fishing area. Not only a super fishing area, it's a great place to bring your family, great place to play golf if you're a golfer. Beautiful, beautiful beaches, great dining areas too. It's just a fabulous place, one of my favorites. It was an absolutely beautiful clear day as we started fishing at one of my favorite areas for big reds north of the Fort Walton Destin Bridge near an area called Crab Island. The reds often scatter feed here, mostly on small schools of mullet. Look at him out there.
Got him on. You
Maybe-
fight yours, Bill.
He may be
I'll
red.
fight mine.
You got one on?
I do. I told you this rod was gonna go off. I'm whipped, Bill. How about you, buddy?
Come on with yours. I still can't get this man. Look at that.
Give him a kiss.
Hello. Well, I know I'll never get tired of fishing like that. But then, while no one can ever say that this old boy doesn't love the Emerald Coast and the Emerald Coast red fishing, there's another place not too far west of it that has an equal place in my heart. The mighty Mississippi River flows some 2,320 miles from where it begins in Minnesota to just south of Venice, Louisiana, before emptying into the Gulf of Mexico. Actually, this area is considered America's redfish capital, and tens of thousands are caught here annually by anglers from all over the country. If you've been here, you know what I'm talking about. But if you've never been here and you come, I'll promise you, you'll make a return trip. Fabulous, fabulous fishery. My dear friend of 10 years and guide there, Captain Mike Furnett, always keeps me updated on the redfish action here. So when he calls me with a good report about them, nobody has to tell me twice to load up and head that way. In a 2017 show we called Fishing with the Finest at the Finest, Part 1, Mike and I teamed up down there to tease some big reds with Bass Pro Shops Saltwater Sally Grubs. Watch these clips. Got him. I've got a fish on. Here he comes back around. Oh,
There he is.
That looks like a horse. Woo! Show it. Look at the size of that.
Look at the size of that one, would you? That is one big boy. Listen to him, he's talking too.
Unfortunately, as often happens, when you're really having lots of fun, we ran out of show time far too quickly that day. So guess what? We decided to stay on and do a part 2. Fishing with the finest at the finest. Watch this. Woo, what a fish. Another.
Look at this one, huh? You can hear him talking.
I hear him. Boom. Come on, buddy.
Woo! Now that is a big redfish. My God. Goodness gracious.
That's a big one.
That is one big, look at the girth on this thing, would you?
The Bill Dance Question and Answer of the Week is brought to you by Mystic Lubricants and their complete line of JT4 marine products. A full line of products for your full line of pursuits. Visit mysticlube.com today. Bill, I'm missing too many fish on hard plugs. What's wrong? Well, the first thing, to be sure your hook or hooks are really sharp. Also, before you set the hook on any fish, the line, the rod tip, and the fish must be semi-perfectly tight. Slack line prevents the action of the rod from being transmitted to the hook. Fish just don't hold hard plugs like they do plastic. Don't set the hook too quickly.
Today's show is sponsored in part by Millennium Marine, a new class of comfort, and Thin-Nor, legendary tackle since 1933. Closed captioning is provided by Bill Dance Digital. Follow us. Today's product tip is brought to you by Garmin's Echo Map series of chart plotter sonar combos. These awesome push-button units provide the clearest scanning sonar images on the water.
Have you ever wished you could bring shade over the top of you on a 100-degree day? Well, now, thanks to Millennium's Shade Tree, you can. With this neat attachment, you can create and carry shade wherever you want. Attach it to your seat pedestal, slip in your umbrella, and you can choose where you want the shade to fall all the time. The Shade Tree, and you'll have it made in the shade. A cool product.
If you're looking for the latest fishing information and tips, be sure to check out the free Bill Dance mobile app, available for both iOS and Android users.
Believe it or not, there's still another redfish hotspot that I try to go to often. Florida's Banana River, home to over 400 species of fish, which includes the popular speckled trout, snook, and tarpon. And it's also downright famous for its awesome population of redfish that range in size from the small rat reds to monster size 50-pounders. For our show that we call Run Red Run, I teamed up again with my good friend and the best guide on the Indian River, Captain Peter Deeks of Native Sun Fishing Charters. Now, Peter's gained quite a reputation for boating huge trout in this area, but he's also very well known for his redfish success. No wonder I make sure that I get to fish with him every time I'm in that area. Now, our game plan for that day was to catch small reds on light tackle. Whew, did we ever. Watch this. Yo-ho! We are on again. He is gone. Yeah.
Nice one.
Whew. I gotta tell you, I'll never get tired of catching any size reds. Those small ones on light tackle, golly boy, they're a ball. But there are also several other species that I like to do battle with too. Barracuda, boy, they're one of them. And for our final two shows of 2017, I teamed up with my old buddy and sponsor, Bob Bagby, Vice President of Marketing for the Zebco Quantum Corporation, and old Rich Tudor, co-host of the popular television show Saltwater Experience. We call the first of these two final episodes taped down in the Florida Keys, The Perfect Predator Part 1. And for good reason. Barracudas are skilled marksmen and can travel at 40 miles per hour in as little as double their body length, then hit and kill their target at this lightning speed and still run and leap like you can't believe.
Oh, real. There you go, Bill.
There you go. Whoa, what a fish.
That's a big one there.
Get over here.
Good job. Yeah, Bill.
Well, there's no doubt about it. We had a blast catching kudas that day. So for our final show of 2017 season, Bob, Rich, and I decided to stick around there in the Florida Keys for another day and try our luck taping The Perfect Predator Part 2.
There he is.
There he is.
Big swirl there.
Yeah, that's
Is
pretty
that
good.
giant mullet? I think
That's
it was.
pretty
Giant
good
mullet.
fish right here.
Huh?
Pretty good fish right
Jamming
here.
in a little bit.
Ooh-wee, baby, that's a good one.
How about that, Bob?
It's a slob.
Well, there you have it for our 2017 sneak preview show. A brief review of all the fun trips we made this year and what you can plan to see right here on Bill Dance Saltwater this season. I'm being told that we're smack out of time for today. So as always, let me remind you once again that our show slogan is, "This is something you can do." Yes, you can do this. Thanks again, and we'll see you again right here next week, everybody, for our first regular 2017 show.
That might be one of the biggest snook that's ever been captured on TV. That is for stinking sure.
There's no such a thing as a weak redfish.
You got that right.
Look at that trout jump.
He's crazy, man.
Buddy.
There's your kingfish from Tampa Bay.
We hope you've enjoyed Bill Dance Saltwater and learned that you can do this. Please join us right here again next week.